Hey, this is Alok Kejriwal from the Rodinhoods, and this is a video on how to sell. It's connected to an earlier video I did on why you should know how to sell or why sales. If you haven't watched that, do so, but you can watch this video anyway. Sales, as I say, is the most holiest, is the purest, is the noblest thing you can do. And there are multiple reasons why anyone, no matter what you do, should know how to sell. And I've explained that in that video that I talked about. This is about how to sell, the process of sales. And I don't want to make it industry specific or domain specific because you'll figure out your own way. I just want to lay out some principles that I've learned, in my 15, 18 years of entrepreneurship to really try and make you understand what worked for me and probably some new ideas that you could use to invent, new sales ideas for yourself. The first and most important is why. Why should I be selling something to you and why should you be buying? And when I say selling, it doesn't really mean, I give you something, you give me cash. It's about hiring me. It's about listening to me. It's about, why is this video important to you? Why are you buying this video even though it's free? So don't connect sales to money. The why really establishes exchange of value. You are investing your time in watching this video and I'm investing my time in explaining this to you. I'm doing it because I want to spread the knowledge and share the love of entrepreneurship. You're doing it because you find this valuable. So the first and most important aspect of sales is to really understand the exchange of value, right? Who exchanges what and why? And that is how you begin the sales process. Sales is about really selling to people. It's not about selling things. That's what happens after one person buys from the other person. So you must invest, you must understand the art of people. And the art of people is nothing but really understanding psychology, just how we are. The guy you sell to or the woman who buys from you is you. They're just in a different framework, in a different context. So understanding people is very, very critical. And, just to contextualize it, I've repeated this often. I've met about now close to 9 to 10,000 unique people in my life for 15 years as an entrepreneur. And I have learned something from each and every one of them. From the guy in the plane to the guy in, the dorm to the person who's even the security guard, right? So every time you meet someone and try and meet one new person every day, learn from them because that's how you'll sell better. Price and, the whole concept of negotiation is much later. I would never suggest, use price as a strategy to sell. It's one of the planks, one of the angles that can close a deal, right? It's not the reason why something gets sold. And if you're in the process of selling something just because of price, I think you're pretty much in the low end of the sales cycle. What's more important is the quality of what you sell and more interestingly, the context in which you sell or why you sell. So understanding the buyer's frame of business, and I keep saying do role reversal, right? Pretend that you're the buyer and you're facing the seller, and please appreciate what that person may be thinking about and going through before you start sales. It's very, very important to understand industries, trade cycles, the whole trend of the landscape that you're dealing in, because when you do a sale, it has to be about them, not about you. 99% of the people I've met always sell things to benefit themselves, and that's a sale that it may happen, but it's not going to really be repetitive. The test of a great salesman is if he can sell the same thing to the same buyer more than 3 times. And that happens when you think of your buyer first, you last. It's an engaging salesman who is able to sell. And I always mention that 50% of a sales pitch is about product and about what you're selling, and the rest is all about everything else. It's including very, very rich conversation. It's about talking about things that might interest the other party, irrespective of whether it's going to help you sell your product or not. So it's about long-term engagement, not like, oh my gosh, I got something to sell you and here I come. And finally, sales is a art and a science. There's a way of following up. There's a way of asking for an appointment. There's a way of trying to close something that doesn't happen. And remember, this is extremely important. Sometimes sales happen after 4 rejections. Sometimes sales happen after 9 rejections. I tried to sell something to Jet Airways. It took me 8 years to get into the Jet Airways office and sell it. So the biggest weapon, the biggest skill a salesman has is phenomenal undying patience and undying persistence to keep doing what you are. So package all this together, think about your industry, think about what you do, how you do, and just get into the sales mode in a very, very nice, noble and holistic fashion, and you'll be the best salesman on the planet. So I hope you like this. You got to keep thinking, you got to keep doing, you got to keep being Rodinhood. Thank you.